Hello and welcome again to one of my videos. This is BeastDude's Gaming Corner, and today we're doing Dragon's Hoard. Now if you've seen the unboxing video or opening up package video that I've done before, you'll know kind of what the cards already look like, but here is essentially a how to play video. Now hopefully there's enough light to see. I'm wearing the goggles, of course. It has a tinted visor so it looks darker than it actually is. Still learning kind of basics how to play, so if I've gotten anything wrong, always consult the manual, always keep it on hand, and it tells you exactly how to play, what each card does, yada yada yada, the usual. Now, start off, you can have up to 5 players. These are reference cards, each with a different dragon on it, and they all tell you the same thing, and it gives you a rundown of all the action cards that you've got, which are Angry Mob, Battle, Knight, Shepherd, Thief, Wild Sheep, and Wizard. Here's a start card, which you can give to the person on the left of the dealer, and that person starts, or you can just pick and choose. So there's that card, and if you're lucky enough to have gotten the Unicorn card, you get this extra one, which tells you how to play the Unicorn card. We'll get to that in a minute. So we got these reference cards, we'll put them aside. We'll keep one out just in case, because as I said, I'm still learning the game. So this is a basic setup for like 3 players. So each player has 4 cards. You obviously shuffle the deck, and then you deal 4 cards out to each player, like that. And then you put out 4 cards on this place here. It's called a field, as it were. And players then take it in turns to draw 2 cards. Now you can either draw 2 cards from the deck, or 2 cards from here, or 1 card from the deck and 1 card from here. And then you can play up to 2 actions. Now, quick rundown of the types of cards that you got. You've got these 2 I've picked as just random cards out of the deck, one of each type. These are treasure cards. It tells you in the top left hand corner how many points each card is worth. So this one's worth 7, this one's worth 5, there's some worth 1, and others like up to 8 or so. I haven't actually gone through the entire deck to find out what the maximum number one is. But yeah, that's how much they're worth. And these sheep colours are what you need to have in order to essentially buy these cards. So this one you need 3 orange, I think that's orange. Like I said, I'm wearing a visor so I can't tell exactly. So you need 3 orange sheep and 2 sheep of any other colour. These icons here are sheep of any other colour. Now the backs of these cards are the sheep. So this one is an orange sheep. So the same colour on the back will be the same colour on the top here. So for example, let's see. And then 2 more. So if I wanted to essentially buy this, I would need to have 3 sheep of orange and any 2 other coloured sheep, so that's like those 2, or another one of this, or whatever. And then what you do is, it doesn't actually say in the rule book if there's a discard pile or not. I've come up with the idea of playing 2 ways, one with a discard pile and one without. And with a discard pile, once this pile runs out, if you haven't finished the game by then, you then reshuffle the discard pile and that becomes a new draw pile. And if you don't play with a discard pile, then the moment this runs out, if you still haven't won by number of points, then whoever has the number of points at the end of this deck, when that runs out, wins the game. So yeah, buy that card, you get the cards that you need, and then you chuck them in the discard pile, or you like put them underneath, and then that's yours in front of you. That's your 7 points gone. So you have to pick and choose which treasure cards would be best suited. Sometimes it's better to go for multiples of smaller numbers rather than the bigger numbers. It's a bit of strategy you can go through. So that's those. Right, that's treasure cards. Now we have lair cards. These are important. These are essentially bonus multipliers, as you were. Be aware of the colour of the lair that you put down. You can only put 1 layer. There are a couple rules that I probably won't be going over exactly, because like I said, I still don't fully haven't fully memorized them, so I can't really talk about them exactly. But yeah, pay attention to the color of the layer card. Now, however many treasures you put down is how much bonus multiplier. Here's where it gets a little complicated. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have one treasure of yellow, I haven't actually got it set up, but if you have like a treasure put down and bought, and that's yellow, and you have this layer card down, however many points, so say for example this is yellow but it's not, it's orange, but for example you put this down, you have that's 7 points, and then you add 1 point from the layer, so that makes it 8 points. Now if you have 2 treasures and they're the same colour as the layer, so say for example this is yellow, this is yellow, I think that's yellow, or whatever colour this is, these two are the same colour, for argument's sake, that's 2 treasures I've gotten, so that means I have 2 there, 2 spaces taken, so now it's 7 plus 5 plus 3. So like I said, when you go for the smaller ones, if you've got a lot of small ones and you build up, say for example 4 small treasures that are like 4 each, or 3 or 4, you've got an additional 10 points there, as opposed to just saving up for one big treasure and only having an additional 1 point. So yeah, a bit of strategy, like I said earlier. And Wild Sheep is the next card. A Wild Sheep, I'm not entirely sure if you play it in front of you or you keep it in your hand, but it essentially, you can play it as any colour sheep you want. So oh, I'm a mess. Where did my treasure go? There we go, there's a treasure. Keep this in front of me. So say for example I only had I have 3 of those, no, say for example I have 2 any colours, 2 of those, but I don't have a third one. I have a Wild Sheep, that counts as a third one. And you discard this with the treasure, or if you're not discarding, and that gets used up. So a Wild Sheep is really good, and it tells you here, Wild Sheep, when playing treasure, you may discard the Wild Sheep as any colour sheep. So it's essentially a wild card, which is good, hence Wild Sheep. We got a Shepherd. There's another action card, which just draws 2. It tells you kind of what it does there, and then you can go to your reference card or the booklet if you need to. And this means that you can draw an additional 2 and put them in your hand from either the deck or the field. And you don't play them, but you just draw them, so you have them in your hand. You have a Thief, which means you can steal 2 cards from any player. Come back to Thief in a minute. We've got the Knight, which skips to the next player. So say for example we've got 3 players here, and this player, no wait, it's this player's go, and it's this player's turn next, and this one afterwards. This player plays that, this one skips a go, so it's this one's go. So yeah, that's pretty helpful. And then we've got an Angry Mob, which makes, I think, the entire, let's see, Angry Mob, yeah, all opponents, so all players, apart from you, discard down to half your hand. And if you've got an odd number of cards, say for example you have 5, then you discard down to 2, so you round down instead of rounding up. So that's quite a powerful card, that one. And you have a very powerful action card called the Wizard card. Pair this up with any other action card. So you pair that up with, I suppose Shepherd doesn't really matter. Pair that up with, say the Thief or the Knight or the Angry Mob, and it makes it unstoppable. So that means it can't be cancelled out by anything else. That action has to happen. And say for example, you pair it up with an Angry Mob. No, we'll come back to that. Actually, well, yeah, we'll come back to that. So yeah, that stops the that makes the action unstoppable. So everyone has to do that particular one. Then we come to the Battle action card. Now this one stops any action from happening. Now the Wizard card, you can't play the Wizard with a battle. So I think the Wizard can't be stopped by a battle card. I can't remember. I think it might be. I'll have to double check But yeah, battle cards are very helpful. Say for example someone plays the Angry Mob and then you play a battle card. So this person plays Angry Mob, this person then plays battle card. This person doesn't have to do this action, but if this one didn't play a battle card, then this one still has to do it. So, if you get what I mean. But if you play like the Angry Mob with the Wizard, playing a battle card is pretty much useless because it's unstoppable and everyone has to do it. So if you're pairing up with a Wizard, Wizard's quite powerful. That helps. But there is another card, and we're coming back to this card. It's the Unicorn card. There we go, Unicorn card. This one protects, but only for 1 round. I think it's only for 1 round. We'll say it's for 1 round. And basically, if someone plays an action card, if you say for example this player again plays that card in front of them, they're protected for 1 round. So any action these two make, this one can totally ignore. Even if it's a paired up Wizard with an action card, it doesn't matter. This one's gone, protects it. Once it comes back to this one, you discard that card and then you're unprotected again. So those are the action cards. And there's a reference, always helpful to have a reference with how many players are playing. Now how to actually play the game. Ooh, excuse me. Now let's see if I remember this. So, you draw your cards, you look at the faces, you keep like the sheeps facing the your opponents, you don't want them to know what you've got. And then you draw 2. And then you have 2 actions. You play, you can either, once you've drawn, you can either pass, or you can play an action card, such as an Angry Mob, and then you can play a treasure card. So if you've got a treasure that you can redeem or buy, you can then play that. You can't play 2 action cards, I think, I'll have to double check. You can't play 2 treasure cards. You can't play 2 layers, you can only play 1 layer per turn. I think you can have multiple layers, so that might help as well. But yeah, so you draw 2 cards, and then you see what you want to do, and if you don't want to do anything, you then pass, and if you do want to do something, then you do something. Right now, I can't really do anything. Well, I could... let's see... Nope, I can't do anything. So I'll pass. So pass on to the next person. This person then takes 2. So let's take that one and one from here. So every time one is taken from the field, you replenish it instantly, so there's always 4 there. So eventually this deck will run out, and you'll only have 4 left. And then that's essentially game over. Now what can this person do? Not much again. You don't really want to waste your unicorns either, because once a round goes round, you have to discard it, so it's best to keep it for later on. Good tactics. What I might do is play the shepherd, so I can draw another 2, so I'll draw those 2. That was discard, and that's my turn over. And then so on and so forth, round and round. There is a rule saying that you can only have a maximum of 10 cards in your hand at any one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm good here. So if you go over 10, you have to discard down to 10. But this doesn't include when you're on your turn. So say for example, I had let's see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So say for example, I already had 10 cards in my hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I then played the shepherd, draw 2, so I draw another 2. I now have 11 in my hand. So I have to discard 1 at least to down to 10. But I can see what I can do, and if I can't do anything, then I'll just discard probably that one actually. Yeah, get rid of that. And when you discard sheep down. Sheep up, I mean, so you don't let other people see. Because when you're discarding, mainly it's to buy like treasures, and the treasures are currency are the sheep, and the sheep is important. Make sure you show that you're buying the treasures properly and not just cheating by just getting rid of some cards and like, yeah, there's enough there. No, you show that I'm blah blah blah. that's this treasure, that goes in there, and blah blah blah. So yeah, you can play up to a score limit if you want to. You can play up to until you've exhausted all resources. Kind of mix and match, make it up as you go along, kind of thing. But yeah, obviously the person at the end of the game with the most points wins. And keep an eye on your cards, your lairs, your treasures. There's different types. Like this one's a treasure. It's a damsel. That's worth 8 points. That's a wishing tree worth 7. There's a lair, treasure chest, and all the other cards. So that, in a kind of nutshell, is Dragon's Hoard. If it's available in shops, I'm not sure if it is just yet. Very new game, but if it is available in shops or online, I suggest picking it up. I don't know how much it's going for, but this is the box you'll be looking for. And yeah, give it a shot. And you know, if I've made mistakes in this video of how to play, do correct me. There we go, Dragon's Hoard.